Hiya, kids and cadets. Happy Sunday. Sorry I didn't post Saturday. I went to beautiful Lakeland, Florida, and spent time with my daughter and family. So I didn't post Saturday. As I mentioned Friday, I was going to look at a riding mower from a mobile mechanic that I met his dad at AutoZone. That turned out to be nothing. I went and looked at the machine, met with him. It was a Turo with a 14.5 horsepower Briggs engine, and he just wanted 54, but it had issues. Couple of flats, starter gear was locked, steering coupling was rusted, and the steering wheel would not budge. It was just too many things. The gas tank smelled like varnish. It was empty, but it had that varnishy smell, so I knew I'd be into it for a carb clean at the minimum. So I passed that up. So early this morning, 7 o'clock, my vintage motorcycle guru friend Matt from Manatee County picked me up, and we trailered this Honda back from Fort Misery. It's a 2005 with 186,000, almost 187. So it's just a two-door coupe. I got it for a good price. It's going to be $700 plus tax, tag, and title. It's got some damage here. I had jimmied the hood open. Something's wrong with the latch. I was just going to do some degreasing. This plastic fender popped off. Rest of the body isn't so bad. Missing the radio. Unfortunately, we had to manhandle it on the trailer. There was a screw up on the key placement. So we backed the trailer up as straight as we could, and I just winched it on, popped it in neutral and winched it. We actually were moving another vehicle, another full-size truck, and we ended up grabbing it from the back, pulled it up a little bit, kind of pulled the side of the car with the truck to get it somewhat straight, and that's the best we could do. We got it on here, so that's all that matters. So when you're buying used cars, it's always a practice of mine to kind of look around, and it'll give you an indication of what issues the vehicle had. So I just pop this open and see the ECU. So apparently they had a bad engine computer. So hopefully that's an issue solved. We got a couple of bulbs, a heavy duty 2-inch ball. I don't know what that's doing in this car. So they may have been into some construction or something. See all the screws up there. So something else I saw, we'll pop the hood and I'll show you. But the rest of the body seems fine. I can't open that any more than that due to the trailer fender. 3 out of 4 tires are all one brand. This is the oddball, the Kumo. Whoever traded it in might have been a Marine. So when I got into pop this thing into neutral, noticed all the fuses there, so that tells you some. They had electrical issues, but it looks like a couple of them, or all of them, are not blown. AC didn't work. So another thing is with these dealer auctions, dealers or used car dealers are kind of conniving. They go beforehand and preview. They may have taken out the AC fuse, so the AC didn't work. The vehicle's not going to go for a lot of money. They'll try to disable it so it appears the vehicle has issues. So there's no need to do that. Stuff goes relatively cheap. There's no reason to be dishonest, but there are some that will do that. Let me put you up on a stand. Sometimes you can catch the issue. If you've got some mechanical skills, you can see a plug wire that's been pulled off, so the engine misses and it sounds terrible. But this is an 05. The compressor could be worn out by now. I see some things have been changed, which corresponds with the age of the vehicle. It's got a new radiator. The original plastic probably dried out and started leaking. Somebody's put another alternator on it. I see the valve cover bolts are new, possibly has a new valve cover, which would explain all this oil here. I'm just in the process of degreasing this. Noticed it was a little low on oil, but the trailer's on an angle, so I got to get the key for this thing in a little bit and get it off the trailer and check the oil level. Battery date is 4th month of 2020, so this is getting kind of old on the battery. So you can see where it hit up here. I think it kind of tweaked the cross member. I can see a little hump here, so I got to manipulate the latch so it's working. Somebody's bungee tied all the plastic on here. Looks like the lenses can buff out with some polish. They don't look bad. So I'm kind of anxious. Oh, it popped this side out too. I'm kind of anxious to see if the air conditioning is going to work. See if I could see any of those fuses on the floorboard there. They go anywhere, or are they just extras? Just looks suspicious. I mean, this is a cheap old car. There would be no reason to sabotage this or any other vehicle. It's not going to go for much. High mileage, nearly 187. But it's a Honda, so it can take it. No cracked glass. Let's see if it had any blow by. You can take the oil cap off, look for any milkshake or condensation up here on the cap. This one looks dry. So it appears somebody took care of this thing. They just were a terrible driver. Looks like some maintenance has been done, so that's promising. Looks like new O2 sensors. This connector looks clean. The wiring here is all clean. It doesn't match the oily dirt there, so somebody's messed with this thing. Should have a cap here for the AC, the R134A. You don't want any crap going into your Schrader valve. Caps on that one. So $700 Florida car, no rust, just some body damage. I might piddle with cars here in between some mowers. So I've got 2 to work on. The Corolla and this Civic. I've got all these grommets for the plastics. I have a bag full. This stuff just needs to be put back in place. Buff out this tape. Somebody's put some tape here to keep this from popping out. Anyway, that's the story. 05 Honda Civic Coupe with the 1.7 liter. Very similar to my Honda CR-V. Power steering pump on top. The AC compressor's way down at the bottom. You got to kind of dig for it. It's not the easiest job, but it's doable. Sure hope it's not the compressor, but compressors are cheap, 95 to 100 for a new one. Okay, I'm going to be messing with this. No interest in mowers yesterday or today. Maybe a couple of, do you still have it? Yes, and then dead silent. So nothing's really happening with mowers. We haven't gotten a tremendous amount of rain. It did rain Friday for a little bit, but we got a long ways to go. It was a teaser. Grass isn't doing anything. We need much more rain. Grass isn't going to start growing and then all of a sudden we get another drought. It's going to wait. Grass ain't stupid. It's going to wait till it rains every day and then reach for the sky. So I'll give you some updates on this red turd as we progress. Figured start off degreasing it. That way when I'm reaching down here messing with crap, I don't come up with a handful of grease. Hose this off, let it air dry. Okay, that's all I got for you. Figured I'd give you somewhat of an update, Sunday update. Hopefully you guys have a good week. Thanks for coming out. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Adios, amigos.